Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about face masks. There's a lot of controversy surrounding face masks, whether they work, whether they don't work, and I just wanted to give you some arguments to have in your tool belt for when you hear somebody say it's just a mask. I full-heartedly disagree with that statement, and I'm going to tell you why. So the first argument you hear all the time is that nurses and doctors wear face masks all day long, so we should be fine doing it too. Now, this is just like a straight up lie, because I don't know the last time you went to a doctor, but the last time I went to the doctor, they were not telling me that I need to go change my diet and work out while wearing a face mask. That wasn't a thing. I went to the doctor several times while I was pregnant, and never once did my midwife wear a face mask. Face masks are something you wear during surgery. Surgical masks, that's why they're called surgical masks. So you would see a surgeon wearing it while they're working in a sterile environment on an open wound. That is the purpose. Regardless of whether you're sick with a cold, the flu, I've never had a doctor approach me with a face mask on. And the only time you would ever see a doctor or a nurse with a face mask on is if they've refused the flu vaccine. So this is just a really bad argument, and even if it were the case, doctors and nurses aren't working 12-hour shifts with a face mask on in an unsterile environment, which is what people these days are doing. Lots of people are working very long shifts at their jobs, and they are wearing these face masks, not surgical masks. They're wearing cloth over their face, restricting their airways, restricting the flow of oxygen into their lungs for hours a day in unsterile environments. And that is not the same. So it's just a bad argument, and it needs to be completely thrown out. The second argument you hear often is that the face mask isn't meant to protect you, it's meant to protect other people. But I don't really understand how that works. It feels like I'm doing like mental gymnastics by trying to comprehend that sentence. If it doesn't work for me and it doesn't protect me, how does it protect other people? The size of the particles of coronavirus that would be coming through your face mask, penetrating your cloth mask, which is, by the way, according to studies, 97% of particles are able to penetrate through cloth. So how is it protecting you by me wearing a face mask? Like, if it doesn't protect me, it doesn't make any sense. If it doesn't protect me and I can still get coronavirus, why is it protecting you? Like, can somebody who believes this comment what that even means? Another argument is that it's only an inconvenience to wear a mask, so we should wear it. And I take issue with this personally because of the principle behind it. And that is, we are basically subjecting all of these people to one person's or one medical community's opinions on science that don't actually make any logical sense, and they aren't scientifically consistent. So you have a medical community here that says face masks are a danger to the healthy, that they don't work, that they don't do anything. You have a scientific community here, Fauci, Gates, the mainstream media. Face masks are what you need, they work, they're gonna cure coronavirus within 6 weeks if we all just wore face masks. But you see, the problem with the community here is there's no logical consistency with their face masks ordeal. Why does coronavirus not spread when you're sitting at the table of a restaurant, but it spreads from the entrance as you're walking in? Why do I have to wear a face mask to walk in? Why is there not a mandate for specific types of face masks? Why can I wear a banana peel over my face, call it a face mask, and be able to walk in as if that's scientifically sound? There isn't a logic that is consistent with these people's point of view. They want to release all these criminals from prison. And the purpose of that is so that they don't spread coronavirus within the prison. But if masks work, why not just give everyone in prison a mask? There isn't a consistent logic there. And that is what really bothers me, is that they are subjecting an entire population of people to one medical community's opinions that aren't logically sound, and they are discriminating based on these things. So that is why I'm against that whole notion of it's just an inconvenience. No, it's not an inconvenience. What it is government overreach, pushing illogical science onto an entire population of people and discriminating those who don't follow along. My other issue with masks is the fact that most people have no idea how to wear them properly. Now, Fauci initially said this, and so did the Attorney General when they were discussing masks not being helpful for healthy people in the very beginning of all of this. They since have taken back that statement and said they lied about it, but it doesn't really make any sense because their comments still stand true. The general public touches their face, fidgets with their masks. That contaminates the mask. You are supposed to throw away your mask after every use if it's disposable, and if it's not disposable, you are supposed to wash that thing in scalding water after every use. Otherwise, you're just wearing contaminated bacteria and viruses and grossness on your face all day, every day. You're probably more likely to get coronavirus by doing that. Lastly, I would like to address the whole concept that a healthy person is spreading corona. How? If you don't have symptoms, you're asymptomatic, and the virus is spread by droplets, so sneezing, coughing, making out. How are you going to spread it unless you're purposely sneezing on strangers, coughing on strangers, or kissing strangers? If you're just walking by somebody and you have no symptoms, there's no way of spreading the virus. If it is spread through other means, such as touching or something else, you can spread it regardless of whether you're wearing a mask, if it's spread on surfaces. So it really begs the question, why are we wearing them? Why are healthy people wearing them? Are you sneezing on strangers? Let me know if you're sneezing on strangers. Maybe you do need to wear one. I don't know. Just something I think we should consider as we dive into the insanity of 2020. I'm going to tell you guys a story. I was at a froyo shop, and this lady who's decked out in this like scarf, like up to here, you can't see your face. She's gonna fight the Rona today. Not today, Satan. She ain't getting that Rona. She lets me into the shop with my medical exemption, so I don't have to wear a mask. And the entire time I'm in there, her and her employee are staring at me like I have straight up leprosy. Like they are scared of me. And this is what we're literally brainwashing society into doing. We are literally brainwashing people into thinking that healthy, normal people are ridden with disease. And it's very similar to what they did to the Jews during World War II. They made it seem like the Jews were diseased, like they were dirty. And this discrimination is what is happening now with people who don't wear masks. You're literally yelled at in a store because you're not wearing a mask. I saw a Yahoo article the other day that said you are allowed to yell at people who don't wear masks. I saw an article that said that people who don't wear masks have psychopathic tendencies. We are pushing propaganda onto people that is dangerous and scary. And it's very reminiscent of World War II and very reminiscent of the patterns of behavior that happen when you are trying to push a group into a category that the average population, the mainstream people hate. So you are creating a group of people that are segregated based on their views and made to be seen as selfish and awful and disease. So by doing that, what you're doing is you're creating an atmosphere for discrimination, for abuse, and for cruelty. So if you beat somebody up because they're not wearing a mask, well, good on you, because they deserved it. They aren't considering grandma when they go to the store. So I think that's why we really need to be careful and really examine what we're taking in from the mainstream media, what we're ingesting, what we're perpetuating onto people when we're telling them that they're saving lives by wearing a face mask. Is that an absolute truth? No, it is not. I'm losing light, guys, because there's a storm coming, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Think for yourselves. Don't listen to the mask guy on your television who's saying you're saving lives because you're wearing a mask. That is not true. There is no science to back that up. If you can find some, please comment it down below because I love to see it. But I'm pretty sure you won't be able to find anything that says you are saving lives by wearing a mask, which is why we still have rampant cases, right? Even though the majority of Americans, I believe it was 86%, are wearing masks. So clearly they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. All that to say, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I gave you some tools to use next time someone gives you any mask arguments. If you are for wearing masks, I'd love to hear why, and I'd love to see any kind of research you've done on why masks are great or anything like that. Yeah, I'd love to talk to you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.